So in the second HTML video, we're going to take time to talk about page organization, how we can chunk up the page and the information to make it flow more smoothly, look better to the eye, so that there's a logical path through the page. Remember when we left last time, we had went through the basics of HTML. We know we needed the requirement, the required HTML element, head element, title element, body element. Since we're using XHTML 1.1, we also need a block element to contain everything else. So right after we opened body, we opened a div, and right before we closed body, we closed div. And then ours just had a name up here and hello world, so it was pretty simple. When you viewed it in a web page, in a web browser, it looked like this. Here it was the title, and here was the what's actually displayed, parsed by the browser. So now we're going to try to get a little bit fancier. Let's say we have this particular Word document that we want to convert into HTML, into a web page. So we've got kind of the title of the document. We've got two logical sections here, Fall 2011, Spring 2012. And then we have some sub information under here. Three headings here, and then we actually have the paragraph about those classes. So when we look at it, we've got the kind of the overarching overall page title. We've got two pretty important headings after that, and then under each of those headings we have three lesser important headings, and then under that we actually have the data, the paragraph data. Now, when we're looking at XHTML page organization, it's important to keep in mind that XHTML is just about the data. So the fact that these things are bolded, the fact that this is italicized, the fact that this is indented, for right now, we don't care. All we care about is getting this thing broke up kind of like an outline form to get a hierarchy to it, to the data, so that it makes sense. So probably the easiest way to do this is just to copy all of this information, and then we'll paste it into the body. So we'll get rid of our hello world, get right here in the middle. We're in this container div, and we paste it. Okay, so it basically looks like it did in the Word document as we're moving down through here. So let's save this and let's take a look at it in the browser. You can press F5 in the browser to refresh, and we can see we have problems. There's no breaks in the information. So here's Mike's classes, and then there should be a break, then Fall 2011, and then another break. Those are missing. We also have these funky black things with question marks in them. What has happened? Word, the mark here, the little quote mark, that is not an ASCII character. It's something else that Word is doing to it that's got some formatting to it. This dash is not a simple ASCII dash. It's got some other information, and it's a little wider than an ASCII dash. So those are some of the things that are causing this problem. So here we're using, it doesn't know how to display a non-ASCII character. So the first thing we need to do is go in here and we'll clean those up real quick. And now we're in Notepad, and we're just simply backspacing over the offending character and putting in the regular character that we wanted, the dash or the quote mark. And this, now that we're in Notepad, we'll replace those offending characters with just a true ASCII character. So let's save that, and let's have another look at our web page. So we'll refresh again, and most of those are gone. Our bullets are causing us problems now, so let's get rid of the bullets. Save it again. Okay, so all of our offending characters are gone now. So now it's time to start breaking this up a little bit. Well, the easiest thing to probably pick out first is the paragraph information. Now remember, before we talked a little bit about block elements and inline elements. A block element is an element that extends from the left side of the page to the right side of the page, all the way across. As it goes all the way across, it positions itself vertically, so this particular paragraph will come down under this line of text above it, and it'll put a line, an empty line in above and below. So let's get the paragraphs in. Those will be the easiest ones to put in. Remember, we're using all lowercase. Now that we have these block elements in, we should definitely see them wrap around back to the left side of the page with a line, kind of a line return above and below. So let's save this and have a look at it. And we're starting to get there. So we can see that this is our first paragraph block element. The block element extends again from the left side of the page to the right side of the page. It takes up that whole width. Now the height of the block element is proportional to whatever you've put in there. So here the height of this block element is 1 line. Here it's 2. Here it's 3. Here it's 3. But again, it extends all the way from left to right and wraps around under it. The next thing that we could probably put in there would be headings. These are going to be block elements as well. We have Mike's class as a major heading, fall and spring as a secondary heading, and then these are tertiary headings. So let's just use those that exact language as we're laying these out. Let's do an H1 for a heading 1. And then we'll do H2s for the secondary headings. Okay, and then for those tertiary headings, let's go ahead and make those H3s. Okay, these headings are going to be block elements. All right, we've saved all this up. Let's look at this in the browser. Okay, we can see the H1s are a little bigger, a little bolder. The H2s a little less big, still bold. And H3s a little bit smaller yet, still bold. They are block elements, so at the end of this H3, it just wraps around. It ignores everything else as we're going across here. So now we've got pretty good division there. We still have these issues down here to take care of, the MIS links. So this is kind of let's make this an H2. And then one of the other things we can use are unordered lists. So a UL for unordered list, we open it, we close it. All right, the unordered list is going to be the bullet points. So after we declare an unordered list, we have to declare the list items with an LI. So here we're going to have 3 list items. And when we open it, we have to close it. Let's save it and have a look at this in the browser. We're getting closer. We might like some kind of separation, just a little bit more separation here and a little more separation between the spring and the fall. So we can accomplish that with a BR command, with a break. And the break is going to be unique because it's an empty tag. We can open it and close it all in one tag. So it's the @ sign BR for break or line return, space / close quote. Don't need to open, don't have an open and a close tag. We open it and close it in the same tag. And this is just going to add a little bit more space in between the different sections. Okay, and I'm just spacing it out a little bit for human readability. And when we do that, things start to come together. Here's our unordered list. They're just bullet points. I could change this to an ordered list. And when I do that, these become numbers. So you can use unordered list or ordered list. Remember to open it and close it. And remember you have list items that you need to open and close. I'm going to switch that back to an unordered list. And the last thing I want to put in there is a horizontal rule. I'm going to open this up just a little for human readability. And this is going to be another empty tag, HR space / and close it. And the horizontal rule is just going to put a line from one side of the page to the other, just to kind of clean things up a little bit. Okay, likes, classes. So what I've done so far has nothing to do with formatting. We get some bold because we're using the H1, H2, H3 tags. We get this horizontal rule that goes across. But it's really just about the data, trying to organize the data into a format. Now later we'll take style sheets and then we can tell it, make this H1 tag this particular size, this particular color. We can tell it to make the paragraph tag this particular font. We can tell it to make the horizontal rule this particular color or width or whatever we want to do. But we're not doing any formatting now. It's just about the data and the organization of the data, the hierarchy of the data in the web page. So that's what we've got right now for page organization, and we'll take a look in HTML3 at how we can add hyperlinks and do some stuff like that.